Recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm going to start with a little bit of what we just heard. And we've heard that research into more subsidies for the workforce, whether it's child care, whether it's housing, whether it's Medicaid, will increase employment and opportunities. Mr. Livingston, in your experience, would increasing federal benefits and increasing money from the government going to workers, would that drive them back into the workforce?
No, sir.
You explain to this committee the challenge that you have week in and week out and the conversations that you have with employees about why they don't show up.
Yes, sir. I mentioned that in my statement because their first comment would be they can make more to stay at home. I use this scenario, and we're just good old country folks, and so if you go to an animal park or you go to a Colorado State Park or anything like that, signs say do not feed the wild animals. And the reason why they say that is not because of the safety, sir. It's because you cripple them in their ability to be able to fend for themselves. And the more that we're giving and the more that the government is giving to these people that don't want to work anyway, we're crippling them as we would feeding a wild animal. They're not able to do on their own or make it on their own. They're very dependent on the government, and the more that's given, the more dependent they're getting. And so no matter what incentive you offer, they're not going to come back to work. Work is not the incentive for them.
I want to move back to your construction business for just a second. You did a very nice job of laying out what happens when interest rates continue to go up as a direct result of inflation. Can you talk about the number of new home starts that you saw prior to inflation versus where we are now and how that's affecting your business?
Absolutely. I mentioned also that we averaged 2 contracts a month where we were averaging 5, 6, sometimes 10 contracts a month. We would have 13 houses going at one time. Now, like I said, we're around 2. The inflation and the supply chains issues have caused people not to want to buy a house because of the length of time.
So